Young Turks, what is this? It started out in my living room. When we were doing that, I'm pretty sure no one would have believed that we would get to this point.
We just crossed 7.6 billion views, the world population.
The whole premise of the show is that we are believers. We actually believe that we can make a difference. Yes, we dare to believe that we can make a difference in our government. Yes, we believe. The only thing that's going to work is a constitutional amendment saying that corporations are not people, that cannot spend unlimited amount of money on our politicians, and we should publicly finance the elections so that our politicians are not forever hooked on their legalized bribes.
I was thinking of what could you do about in communities? What could you do with schools, kids, education system? Things that actually shape our country.
Unless you do away with the underlying corruption that plays a role in various policies, you're never really going to have a true victory.
I'm Jake Kruger with the Young Turks, and we came to occupy Wall Street. So now a lot of reporters come here to make fun of these guys. We came to join them.
I've been watching you guys since I've been 15 years old. I'm 19 now.
Damn.
So I've been watching.
We inspire the youth.
It's International Women's Day. It's a day without women. That's why we're wearing these red TYT shirts in honor of the women who work here. Now, they are at the protests and they're covering them today.
The revolution is just that. It's not a little bit of resistance. It's a revolution. And the revolution existed before Donald Trump.
Cenk and a few other people are trying to do is give us a different perspective on reality, the reality facing the middle class and working people, not just the billionaire class.
Climate change is a disaster. It's happening. It's imperative that we need to fix it.
Climate change is already threatening us as it has for Houston. This is what it looks like. This is what it feels like.
So what does data say? But they don't believe in data. They don't believe in facts.
Climate is changing fundamentally, extremely, and non-linearly. It's becoming worse now.
This is the problem with the culture of policing in America.
So disproportionately, yes, they are being targeted 2.5 more times likely to be shot and killed by police officers. That's what they're protesting.
People still say, oh, there's no racism in the country.
If you see that black people are more likely to get convicted for murder, well, then you're more likely to assume that a black person is a suspect.
Why? Why? You're supposed to be a servant. Part of what we pay cops for is to remain cops. We pay you to be able to deal with those tough situations.
Absolutely.
Without overreacting.
An entire group of people who already don't have any power, who are already subject to this kind of sometimes aggressive racism, but at a bare minimum, significant inconvenience. You take a powerless group and then point the finger at them.
Your life doesn't matter. It's disposable. That's the attitude and that's the culture we've got to change.
Owning a gun is considered a right, but having healthcare coverage is considered a privilege.
We've got more money than we know what to do with. We have an economy twice the size of China. We can pay for everyone's healthcare and everyone's college without blinking.
Everybody who has money has dealt with a private insurance company, and they know it's nonsense.
We should go to single payer. Medicare-for-All would be an easy way.
Today, President Trump signed an executive order beginning the process of building a wall on the border between the U.S. and Mexico.
They use the argument of crime, despite the data that's here, because they want to divide people and they just hate the others and they want to find some excuse, any excuse, to garner enough public support and public opinion to close our borders.
They don't really think about why these people are crossing the border through such treacherous conditions to find a better life for themselves.
It's because we're not even focusing on solving the problem. It's just focusing on not getting the blame so they can get reelected again. It goes back to concern about your own ass and not the dead people.
Never underestimate the emboldened spirit of a woman, especially when strong women can band together and encourage and support and lift up each other.
You know how hard it is to get people in the U.S. to march? To actually go somewhere and to do it 2 years in a row and to get 1 million+ people is amazing.
Women are still making only 77 cents to every man's dollar.
If they think that they can get away with paying a woman less because of her prior employment or because she doesn't negotiate her salary the same way men do, whatever it may be, they're gonna do it. And that's really, really unfortunate.
Of course, we're for equal pay. Homosexuality is something that is given to people by their nature. And you can't just tell somebody who was born homosexual, you're immoral.
Sexuality and gender identity are different things. It's not the same, and I don't like how it's getting very convoluted in actual state legislature. That's not okay. You need to know the language before you can be proposing bills.
Our public education system puts Latino students at a major disadvantage, and the way that happens is the way education is funded in the United States.
Betsy DeVos, against all odds, was confirmed as our next and possibly last Secretary of Education.
What she does have a huge impact on is colleges, and that is a huge, huge problem considering the fact that we're straddled with $1.3 trillion in student loan debt right now.
Ideally, in the student loan department, the investment is in the student. Unfortunately, it seems the decision has been the investment is in interest payments on the loan.
How do you think people from low socioeconomic statuses make it to the middle class? They do it through education.
It's not a funnel to make some sort of profit. And, you know, like you said earlier, the point of education is to lift people up in order to lift up our society as a whole. When you're doing this, what is the goddamn point?
Rolling thunder. That's what this show is.